Bevor wir das nächste Werk spielen, eine kurze Ansage, organisatorisch schon mal vorweg angekündigt, dass es nach dem dritten Werk eine längere Umbaupause gibt, wegen das vierte Werk, was dann nach der Pause gespielt wird, in The Cage, und wo die meisten von Ihnen dann gefragt werden, kurz den Raum zu verlassen. Draußen gibt es ja Getränke und Gespräche, also genießen Sie den Moment, es dauert ungefähr eine halbe Stunde. Welcome, Anna Korsun, to Ensemble Muziekfabriek. It's great to have you here. The occasion is a concert tonight where we will perform your string quartet in the cage. But it's great to have you here for a conversation so we can get to know you better. For people who do a Google search on the name Anna Korsun composer, I think the first thing they see is that you are a vocalist, a pianist, organist, conductor, composer, and you also teach at the conservatory in Amsterdam. So my first question is, what does your daily life look like? Can you describe how that works?
Hi Marco, thank you first of all for having me here. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I'm really looking forward to hear my piece tonight, already for the third time live, which was very unexpected to me because the piece is quite long and needs a lot of preparation, lots of additional stuff. And so I really appreciate this, and I'm very happy and excited for tonight. About your question, Google search, I also tried it myself because I was curious to see the results. And when I read that, what you just listed, I was very surprised because actually I would like to have a composer on the first place. And I don't know whose work it is to list all this stuff. Because actually my main occupation and profession is composer. Mm-hmm. Besides that, sometimes I do perform as a vocal performer or some keyboard instruments, also organ, some objects, but it's not my main activity. And about conducting as well, like sometimes in some certain particular cases, if there's no choice, like I can do this job, but again, it's not my main occupation. That is why I'm really wonder why it looks like that.
So maybe it reflects your activities in the past and all the things you've done and all the things that are public known of you.
Yeah.
And but your main occupation is composer. But I was wondering maybe about your past first. So how did you grow up learning all these things? How was your childhood? Did you even have time to play outside, or were you just occupied in music all the time?
I started to learn piano at the age of 7, and actually I supposed to play accordion because both of my parents are professional accordion players, and my father brought me children version of the instrument, and I tried a little bit, but I didn't like it really. So we made a deal with my mom that I will learn some instrument and maybe we can have a piano, because I felt myself more comfortable with that. We had also piano at home, and we spent a lot of time together with mom playing together, or she was playing for me. So I started to learn this instrument. So that was my first touch with classical music. Mm-hmm. And later, during musical college in Ukraine, I also took some vocal lessons, which were not a lot, but it was a really great experience and bass to know a little bit about the breathing, about the bass of the voice. Mm-hmm. So it helped me a lot also in my work for voices later.
Yeah. So in your youth you heard a lot of classical music, or also folk music, or what kind of music did you grow up with? It must have been a house full of music all the time.
Yeah, my family liked music also very much, and my grandparents, they liked to sing some folk music in Ukrainian language, and but also classical music was a big part. Because my mom, she was also teaching in musical college, accordion, and I had this great occasion to hear some really classical stuff like Mozart and Bach playing on accordion. Mm-hmm. So it was a normal situation for me, and I was present at her lessons while she was teaching teenagers playing accordion. So it was a normal situation for me.
Yeah. So when did you get the idea to become a composer, to write music yourself after listening to Mozart?
Yeah, it's a very nice question because actually when I was a child, I grew up in a really tiny town in western part of Ukraine. So actually I thought all the composers had died
And that
already.
was the eastern part of Ukraine, like the Donetsk?
Yeah,
Donetsk?
it was next to Donetsk actually. So now this, the town called Staretsk. That time it was called Dzержinsk, but they changed the name because Ukraine wanted to split all the connections to Soviet time.
Yeah.
So the town received another name. So now it's Staretsk. So this is actually my hometown. And then when I started piano and was already time about the next decision what I'm going to do at the university, I was supposed to study piano, but I realized it's not really something I'm excited about because it's only one sound world. And somehow intuitively I wanted to expand it. And in that time I started to compose. And with the big support of my mom, of piano teacher, they were encouraging me, like, yes, why not? Try it yourself. Maybe without the support, maybe I would not go further, but I did one piece, like a really virtuous concert piano piece, which I took to the competition for young pianists, and it was my third piece in the program.
So you performed it yourself in the
together
competition?
with classic. Like I don't remember what I did I play, but that was the third piece in the program. So this was my first first performance with all music, and everyone supported me very much. So I felt like maybe I can do that. So I decided to change completely the direction and go with composition. So I went to Kiev to study composition.
Yeah. What kind of picture did you have of a life of a composer? Did you have any idea what it would be like?
No, I didn't have any idea because in a small town in Ukraine, at least at that time, when we didn't have an access to internet, I didn't have my own computer, so I was completely isolated from this cultural life. I didn't have any idea what is happening actually in the world. And when I came to Kiev, it was already first shock, cultural shock, because suddenly I got so many sources. I visited every concert I could because it was even not important if I like it or not, because I just feel I need to gather this baggage. So it was a very, very intensive time also to speak with my young colleagues and also to teachers. So it was a really great time to gather this experience. And then gradually I started to realize what is happening actually in the world now. I started to look at modern scores. First of all, I didn't understand how should I read the score, because it was completely new word for me. And gradually, step by step, I developed myself also in some other direction. But it took a while.
Because you get to Kiev, you have all this new cultural input. It's culture shock almost, and so then you learn the craft as a composer. From what moment on are you starting to reflect on all the music that is, and what could be your own music language? From when on did you find your own language?
Well, I think I never tried to find my own language because I was open to every possibilities, and actually what I wanted to do is to explore new things in every piece. And my wish was not to stuck in one style or one direction, but later I realized it's not possible to avoid it completely, because with the time you filter some stuff which you like more, maybe, which you're comfortable with, or maybe sometimes you want to explore more potential from the similar material, and that is why maybe now we can say that some pieces of mine have some similarities. Also, that I am not trying to be in one direction. It happens only because I try to explore more potential from the same or similar material, let's say. For instance, I start to work on some piece and then I think, but it has so many things to do with that. I could do that, but I have to make a choice.
Right.
Then I
always
think,
limit yourself.
Yeah, because composer work is always this limitation on filter. And if I think I didn't use it until the end, maybe I use it again in some other piece and just explore different scenario for certain material.
Yeah.
But I think I could also make something completely new for me. Sometimes it happens, and I'm ready to take this risk, maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think it's also not healthy to be always in one situation. Like, do only things you're comfortable with, or sure about that it will function 100%. I would wish to move.
So you're ready to take risks.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, after your time in Kiev, you probably had you wanted more input, right? Because you left to Munich and then studied there. How was the transition from Kiev to Germany?
Yeah, that was another cultural shock, because once I realized Ukraine is not enough for me anymore, because we still didn't have at the time a lot of connection to abroad. Meanwhile, in later years, it was already much more better. A lot of connections, a lot of guests, musicians. But in my time, it was already quite limited, and I needed to explore more. So it was my clear decision that I have to select some country I want to study my master degree in, and then I just realized that Germany looks very, very good for my profession, because Germany supports art, supports music, and people are interested in this kind of things. So that is why it was my clear decision. Then I just was looking for some universities, and actually I didn't know where, but at that time I didn't speak German at all, so my choice went to the universities where I could also study in English. Yeah, so I applied to 3 universities, in Berlin, in Stuttgart, and in Munich. And then in Stuttgart they didn't accept me, and Munich they accepted me. And then once I got this invitation, I already didn't go to Berlin, so I decided to stay in Munich. And I was really, really happy about it, because this time studying Montagskonzert was absolutely great, so I'm really happy about it.
Yeah. So how did you overcome the culture shock? Did you work in a similar way like in Kiev? You just went to all concerts and sucked up everything and then processed everything?
Yes, that's true. It was also very active time, also very stressful time, because this other world, beginning to study in the Hochschule, university, also studying language very intensively. I realized that, for instance, course doesn't work for me, so I studied on my own, trying to find some job. So it was really stressful time, but also very, very interesting time. I went to every concert. We had very interesting seminars, topic with Weirich and other students of him. So, yeah.
And then you just wrote many pieces. Your work list is very long and very, very diverse. Let's jump to the piece of today, In the Cage. We are sitting here in the cage in the setup of the performance. How is it for you to be in this cage?
Claustrophobic.
Claustrophobic, it feels very strange, no?
Especially when I looked that the cage were closing,
Yeah.
I had this feeling here, like I'm not comfortable anymore. So
Yeah, me too.
don't close it.
The feeling of being closed in, and even if we know we can open it, is still a very claustrophobic feeling. So is that a feeling you created on purpose? Do you want the musicians to feel like that?
No, I didn't. Actually, the first impulse was the sound, because before I was working with some other metal construction. This is a metal shelf which I occasionally found in a bathroom of some residency I was part in. This is a Wippersdorf in Brandenburg, Germany. So I've got some apartment for me and a very big bathroom. And when I came here and I see inside of it the big metal shelf, very strange. But intuitively I started to play it with different objects and it sounded great. Also the acoustic of this big bathroom was perfect for this occasion. So I made some recordings and thought that it has a potential. Then I started to think, what can I do? What metal construction can I build or find for an ensemble piece, for instance? And I didn't know how it's going to work because this is quite expensive to create some metal construction. And then, just being on the street, I saw this metal construction, and I think, okay, this is very, very easy actually because it's already there. So I just took bow from my room, a couple of classes, and went to the street and tried it. I also asked my colleague to make some recordings, and I was very excited that it's exactly the thing I needed, because before I tried another construction in building stores, but they didn't work because this was too thick normally. So actually this thin construction is working pretty good. And it's easy to get. You can always rent it or buy. So I discussed it with an ensemble who commissioned me the piece, Quartet from Italy, and they immediately say, yes, no problem. We asked the city of Pinerolo, where this premiere was happening, and we got very, very nice, old-fashioned fans, which sounded great. So I was really happy about it.
But now you created this new instrument, which is there for the sound, but obviously it has a very strong theatrical.
Yes,
it is a statement.
Absolutely.
And also your title in the cage refers to it being something else than a music instrument.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I never try to put theatrical element in my pieces because I think it's already there. So I don't try to put something extra. Like, for instance, here we have this instrument, which is for sound purpose here, but it creates this theater. We cannot avoid it, so it's already enough for me.
Yeah.
And I like this level as well. But I mean, I'm not trying to do something extra with that.
Yeah.
But because this piece was created after the war was began in Ukraine, of course it could not influence me because everything which is happening.
That was in 22.
Yes, exactly. So it was the first piece which I created during this time, and actually it was a return to work after several months because I could not work. So, of course, there was some influences, but they were more subconscious because I didn't try to put some concrete statement.
Right.
Because I thought it will be already enough because it's already there. I don't have to exaggerate things. It's already done. Yeah.
So the invasion of Russia was in the whole of Ukraine was in 22. Of course, the war is much older.
Yeah.
Then for obvious reasons, you were not able to work for a couple of months. But this piece was then you restarted again.
Yeah.
Do you think that composing can be a processing of impressions, a processing of what happens around
Yeah, I
you.
think it is processing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because our machine, our brain is inputs. We suck everything which we see, which we hear. Like if somebody asks me, what composer did influence you? I say everybody I heard, every sound I heard, because I cannot avoid it. I think this machine just take everything and we have it in our head, and then it just goes out. It's processing, how you say, and then it comes out.
It comes out, and then it creates a new space in your mind, in your brain. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So for you, it's a healthy process of.
I hope so. I hope so. I don't know. I was thinking about it, if it's healthy. Even I talked to one a psychologist, and for asking her opinion, if the creative persons are healthy persons. And she said, yes, they are more healthy than the others, because if there is a lack of fantasy, the person is sick. So she means we are very healthy.
Okay, that's good to hear. Yeah. I mean, this is a piece for a string quartet, and you already said it's like an hour long. But I'm not a string player, but a musician, and I see lots of other instruments. Can you briefly, for the listeners, explain what we see?
Yeah, well, we see this construction, which is going to be played with bows, also with glasses, and with metal sticks. Then we also have glasses with water, which is quite obvious. I think everybody knows that sound. We have some cowbells.
Is that with the bow or with the fingers?
With fingers, with wet fingers. Then we have different bells, extended with the sticks, because they are going to be moved in a space. Some paper and cembalo, I think.
And harmonicas.
And harmonicas, exactly.
Everything will be used, and everything is composed. So it creates a very rich sound world. Is the string quartet one instrument and the rest is contrasting? Is it like a counterpoint with all these sounds, or is it just one voice?
No, I think it's one. So it's a one sound world. Sometimes contrasting, but I would say one comes from another. So it's like ones with different phases, maybe.
Thank you for that. Maybe a last word about what is happening now for you. You've started composing again with the string quartet. You've created a lot of pieces since then. What is your main interest at the moment?
Well, main interest is be free as an artist and just to make very different projects. So my next project is this monochrome project, which I'm very excited about because I like same timbres, but in a rich texture. So it was one of my interests actually. Then I'm going to write another string quartet, actually. But right now I'm trying to finish very unusual work for me, which is a children music theater. So this is a very new experience for me to work in a team. So this is very tricky. So I don't feel myself so free anymore because you have to deal with other people, you have to work with texts, which is completely new for me. I usually do not work with texts. So I'm very excited to see what is going to happen. But then I'm really, really looking forward to come back to free projects.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is my main interest.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Marco.
Denn ich der Umbau entschuldigt. Wie lange das auch.